Siberia, a name that evokes the image of a colossal untamed wilderness where the land itself seems to stretch beyond the limits of imagination. This immense region, occupying the northern heart of Asia, is almost entirely contained within the Russian Federation, and its boundaries are defined by both natural and climatic extremes. From the rugged Ural Mountains in the west, Siberia unfurls eastward for thousands of kilometers, reaching the remote shores of the Pacific Ocean. Its northern edge is sculpted by the relentless, icy embrace of the Arctic Ocean, while to the south the land descends toward the borders of Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China, where the snowfields gradually yield to steppe and mountain. Siberia's sheer scale is staggering. Spanning over 13 million square kilometers, it accounts for more than 3/4 of Russia's total landmass. Yet despite its vastness, the region is sparsely populated, with only a fraction of the nation's people scattered across its immense expanse. The overwhelming majority of this territory remains untouched by human hands, dominated instead by the forces of nature. The climate here is among the harshest on Earth. Winters descend with a ferocity that is both awe-inspiring and unforgiving. For months on end, the land is locked in a deep freeze, with temperatures in some areas plunging to -50 degrees Celsius or lower. In the legendary settlement of Oymyakon, the cold is so intense that even the air itself seems to crystallize, and the ground remains frozen year-round. The Siberian winter is defined by its length and severity. Darkness dominates the landscape, with the sun barely rising above the horizon for weeks at a time. Snow blankets the forests and plains in a thick, unbroken layer, while fierce winds whip across the open tundra, sculpting the drifts into ever-changing forms. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant howl of the wind or the creak of ice expanding in the cold. Life in this environment demands extraordinary adaptations. The native flora and fauna have evolved to survive the relentless cold and scarcity of resources. Reindeer grow dense, insulating coats, while predators like the Siberian tiger and the elusive lynx prowl the forests, perfectly camouflaged against the snow. Even the trees, primarily hardy conifers, are shaped by the climate, their branches drooping under the weight of ice and snow. The landscape itself is a masterpiece of frost and endurance. Rivers freeze solid, their surfaces etched with intricate patterns of ice. Frost clings to every surface, transforming the world into a crystalline wonderland. The air is so cold and dry that it can sting the skin, and every breath feels sharp and brittle. Yet, beneath this frozen exterior, Siberia is a land of remarkable beauty and subtle transformation. As the grip of winter loosens, the region undergoes a dramatic metamorphosis. Spring arrives suddenly, triggered by the lengthening days and the gradual return of warmth. Snow and ice melt in torrents, feeding the mighty rivers that carve their way through the ancient landscape. The brief Siberian summer is a time of explosive growth and activity. In a matter of weeks, the tundra and taiga burst into life. Grasses and wildflowers push through the thawing soil, painting the land in vibrant hues. Rivers swell with meltwater, and wetlands teem with migratory birds, all racing to breed and feed before the cold returns. This seasonal cycle is relentless and unforgiving. Every living thing must make the most of the fleeting warmth, storing energy and reproducing in a frantic rush against time. The return of winter is inevitable, and with it comes another long period of darkness and cold. Siberia's ecosystems are as varied as they are vast. The northern tundra gives way to endless stretches of boreal forest, the taiga home to an astonishing diversity of plant and animal life. In the south, the land rises into mountains and plateaus, where alpine meadows and pristine lakes dot the landscape. Each region is shaped by the interplay of climate, geology, and the slow march of the seasons. Beneath the surface, Siberia holds immense geological riches. The permafrost conceals vast reserves of oil, natural gas, and precious minerals, locked away for millennia by the unyielding cold. These resources have shaped the region's history and continue to influence its future. But the land itself remains largely untouched, its wildness preserved by the very harshness that makes it so formidable. Siberia is not merely a frozen wasteland. It is a living, breathing wilderness, defined by extremes and shaped by the raw power of nature. Its landscapes are both forbidding and breathtaking, a testament to the resilience of life in the face of overwhelming odds. Here, the rhythm of existence is dictated by the seasons, and survival is a daily triumph. To understand Siberia is to appreciate the delicate balance between endurance and adaptation, between the relentless forces of winter and the fleeting promise of summer. It is a land where nature reigns supreme and where every element, from the biting wind to the silent forests, plays a role in the ongoing story of this frozen giant. Stretching across the heart of Siberia, the taiga unfurls as an immense, unbroken expanse of green, its vastness almost beyond comprehension. From the air, the forest appears as a living tapestry, a dense mosaic of conifers that ripple across the land in endless waves, their crowns forming a thick emerald canopy that swallows the horizon. This is the boreal forest, the largest continuous woodland on Earth, spanning an astonishing 17 million square kilometers across the northern hemisphere. Here the land is dominated by ancient pine, spruce, and larch, their needle-like leaves glistening with frost in the pale morning light. These trees are marvels of adaptation, their slender forms and waxy needles engineered to withstand the relentless cold, shedding heavy snow, with ease and conserving precious moisture through the long, bitter winters. Beneath the towering trees, the forest floor is a world unto itself. Thick carpets of moss and lichen blanket the ground, their spongy surfaces absorbing the quiet drip of melting snow. Fallen needles form a soft, rust-colored mat, muffling every sound and creating an atmosphere of profound stillness. In the early dawn, mist rises from the earth, weaving through the trunks and lending the taiga an ethereal, almost otherworldly beauty. The silence here is absolute, broken only by the distant call of a raven or the gentle sigh of wind threading through the branches. The air is crisp and tinged with the scent of resin and damp earth, a reminder of the forest's ancient, unyielding presence. The taiga is a realm of subtle drama, where the changing seasons paint the landscape in shifting hues, deep green in summer, golden and crimson in autumn, and a stark monochrome white in winter. This immense forest is not just a spectacle of nature, it is a vital organ for our planet. The taiga acts as a colossal lung, drawing in carbon dioxide and exhaling life-giving oxygen. Billions upon billions of trees work in silent concert, absorbing vast quantities of greenhouse gases and helping to stabilize the global climate. The forest's health is intimately tied to the well-being of the entire Earth, its role as a carbon sink unmatched by any other ecosystem. The soils beneath the taiga are rich and dark, layered with centuries of decaying plant matter. Peatlands and mossy hollows store immense amounts of carbon, locking it away from the atmosphere. In these shadowed places, the cycle of growth and decay continues year after year, a slow, patient process that sustains the forest and the world beyond. The fate of this great northern forest is, in many ways, the fate of us all. It stands as a silent guardian against a changing climate, its resilience and vastness offering hope even as it faces unprecedented threats from warming temperatures and shifting weather patterns. Further north, where the taiga's green ocean finally recedes, the landscape transforms abruptly. Here the trees thin and vanish, giving way to the tundra, a realm of open, treeless plains that stretch to the horizon under a vast, ever-changing sky. The tundra is defined by its extremes, bitter cold, fierce winds, and a ground that remains locked in ice for most of the year. The surface is a patchwork of snow and exposed earth, sculpted by relentless Arctic winds into sweeping drifts and rippling patterns. The soil beneath is permafrost, permanently frozen ground that can extend hundreds of meters deep, its icy grip preserving ancient secrets from millennia past. For much of the year, the tundra is a stark white desert, its silence broken only by the howl of the wind and the distant shimmer of northern lights. But with the arrival of the brief Arctic summer, the uppermost layer of soil thaws, transforming the landscape into a mosaic of shallow lakes, marshes, and meandering streams, water pools in every hollow, reflecting the pale northern sun and nourishing a sudden, explosive burst of life. In this fleeting season, the tundra becomes a tapestry of color and resilience. Hardy mosses and lichens cling to the ground, their forms adapted to survive the harshest conditions. Delicate wildflowers, Arctic poppies, saxifrages, and buttercups bloom in vibrant clusters, their petals trembling in the chill breeze. These plants grow low to the ground, sheltering from the wind and making the most of the precious warmth and light. The permafrost beneath the tundra is more than just frozen earth. It is a natural archive preserving the remains of ancient plants and animals in its icy depths. Cross-sections reveal layers of ice and soil, each one a record of past climates and vanished ecosystems. In places where the permafrost thaws, the bones of woolly mammoths and other prehistoric creatures emerge, offering a glimpse into a world long gone. Yet this frozen vault is now under threat. As global temperatures rise, the permafrost is beginning to thaw at an unprecedented rate. The ground subsides and cracks, releasing pools of water and exposing once-hidden layers of soil and ice. This process is not only destabilizing the landscape, but is also unleashing vast quantities of greenhouse gases, methane and carbon dioxide, that have been trapped for thousands of years. The release of these gases creates a dangerous feedback loop, accelerating climate change and threatening the delicate balance of the Arctic ecosystem. The tundra, once a silent witness to the passage of ages, now stands at the front line of a rapidly warming world, its fate intertwined with the future of the entire planet. Deep within a vast rift valley in southern Siberia, encircled by rugged mountains and dense taiga forests, lies a natural marvel of extraordinary scale and significance, Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal is not merely a body of water, it is the oldest lake on Earth, formed approximately 25 million years ago by tectonic forces that continue to shape its basin today. Its depth is unrivaled, plunging to more than 1,600 meters, making it the deepest freshwater lake in the world. The lake's immense volume is staggering, holding about 23,000 cubic kilometers of water. It contains roughly 20% of the planet's unfrozen surface freshwater, more than all of North America's Great Lakes combined. Its waters are renowned for their exceptional clarity, often allowing visibility to depths of up to 40 meters. This transparency is maintained by unique endemic organisms that filter the water, creating an environment of remarkable purity. The lake's ancient origins and prolonged isolation have fostered the evolution of a unique ecosystem. Over millennia, Lake Baikal has become a living laboratory where evolutionary processes unfold in relative seclusion. More than 3,000 species of plants and animals inhabit its waters and shores, with over 80% found nowhere else on Earth. Among these are the golomyanka, a translucent oilfish, and the omal, a prized salmonid. This extraordinary biodiversity has led scientists to refer to Lake Baikal as the Galapagos of Russia, a hotspot of endemism and evolutionary innovation. The lake's food web begins with microscopic life, plankton and crustaceans such as the endemic Episcura baikalensis, which play a vital role in maintaining water clarity and supporting higher trophic levels. These minute organisms sustain a complex community of fish, invertebrates, and the lake's most iconic inhabitant, the Baikal seal, all thriving beneath the ice in winter and in the open water during the brief Siberian summer. The Baikal seal, or nerpa, is the only exclusively freshwater seal species on the planet. Its evolutionary journey remains a subject of scientific intrigue, as it is believed to have become isolated in the lake during the Pleistocene epoch. Adapted to the lake's frigid temperatures, the nerpa possesses a thick layer of blubber and a streamlined body, enabling it to dive to great depths and navigate beneath the ice in search of fish. With their large, expressive eyes and compact bodies, Baikal seals are perfectly suited to the low-light conditions beneath the ice, where they hunt and rear their young. Unlike marine seals, Nerpas are non-migratory, spending their entire lives within the confines of Lake Baikal, from the shallow bays to the deepest trenches. During the harsh Siberian winter, female seals excavate dens in the thick ice, where they give birth to pups insulated from the extreme cold and potential predators. The survival of these seals and the entire ecosystem is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life in one of the world's most challenging environments. Despite its remoteness, Lake Baikal is not immune to environmental threats. Industrial development along its shores has introduced pollutants, including heavy metals and persistent organic compounds which accumulate in the food web. Effluents from pulp and paper mills, as well as untreated sewage, have historically posed significant risks to water quality and the health of endemic species. Climate change presents additional challenges, with rising temperatures leading to thinner ice cover, altered seasonal cycles, and shifts in the distribution of native species. Increased tourism, while economically beneficial, brings risks of habitat disturbance, litter, and the introduction of invasive species, all of which threaten the lake's delicate ecological balance. Conservation efforts are underway, including the establishment of protected areas, stricter pollution controls, and international scientific collaborations aimed at monitoring and preserving the lake's unique environment. The preservation of Lake Baikal's pristine waters and endemic life forms is not only a regional concern, but a matter of global importance, representing a living archive of evolutionary history and natural beauty. By safeguarding this ancient ecosystem, we ensure that its wonders, both known and yet to be discovered, remain intact for future generations of scientists and nature itself. Lake Baikal endures as a timeless monument to the power and resilience of nature, its depths holding secrets that continue to inspire awe and scientific discovery. Deep within the endless forests of the Russian Far East, a world of silent snow and ancient trees conceals some of the planet's most elusive predators. The Siberian taiga, or Amur taiga, reigns as the largest feline on Earth, its immense form moving with a grace that belies its power. Adult males can tip the scales at over 300 kilograms, stretching more than 3 meters from nose to tail, their massive paws leaving deep prints in the snow. Solitary by nature, the Siberian taiga is a master of stealth, its fiery orange coat streaked with black stripes that break up its outline, rendering it nearly invisible among the dappled shadows of birch and pine. With patience and precision, it stalks sika deer and wild boar, relying on acute hearing and a powerful sense of smell to track prey through the muffled silence of the taiga. To glimpse a Siberian tiger in the wild is to witness a fleeting shadow. These cats patrol vast territories, sometimes spanning over 1,000 square kilometers, and avoid all but the most necessary encounters. Not long ago, the forests fell eerily silent as the tigers' numbers plummeted to the edge of disappearance, their tracks the only sign of their passing. Habitat destruction and relentless poaching for pelts and body parts devastated populations, leaving only a handful of survivors scattered across the wilderness. Yet, the resilience of the Siberian tiger is remarkable. In the coldest winters, they endure temperatures plunging below -40 degrees, their thick fur and layers of fat insulating them against the chill. By 2025, the wild population had rebounded to around 750 individuals, a fragile but hopeful recovery as tigers reclaim their ancestral hunting grounds. Tiger cubs, born blind and helpless in hidden dens, now tumble and play in the snow, their future uncertain but brighter than it has been in decades. Sharing this vast domain is another giant, the Siberian brown bear, a formidable presence in the taiga's tangled undergrowth. Towering up to 3 meters tall when standing and weighing more than 600 kilograms, The brown bear is a force of nature, its thick fur and immense strength perfectly suited to the Siberian wilds. Omnivorous and adaptable, the bear's diet shifts with the seasons, roots and nuts in spring, berries and insects in summer, and, when opportunity allows, fish and even the occasional young ungulate. In summer, the rivers come alive with salmon runs, drawing bears from miles around to feast and fatten up for the long winter ahead. As autumn deepens, bears dig dens beneath tangled roots or in sheltered hillsides, gorging on food to build the fat reserves that will sustain them through months of hibernation beneath the snow. In the remote southeastern forests, where the land rises into mist-shrouded hills, an even rarer predator moves with ghostly silence. The Amur leopard. With its thick, pale golden coat and bold, widely spaced rosettes, the Amur leopard is exquisitely adapted to the cold, its fur growing longer and denser than any other leopard's. This elusive cat moves with liquid grace, melting into the snowy undergrowth, its camouflage so effective that even experienced trackers may never glimpse it. Fewer than 120 Amur leopards remain in the wild, their territories fragmented and isolated by encroaching development and shrinking forests. Their survival depends on the preservation of their last strongholds, rugged, forested valleys where they hunt roe deer and hares and raise their cubs in hidden lairs. The fate of the Amur leopard hangs by a thread, a solitary figure in a frozen dawn, embodying both the fragility and the enduring spirit of Siberia's untamed wilderness. Across the immense snow-blanketed stretches of the Siberian Taiga and Tundra, life persists against all odds. Here the landscape is shaped by relentless cold, endless forests, and a silence broken only by the sounds of nature's most resilient inhabitants. The haunting howl of the grey wolf reverberates through the frozen air, a signal that carries for miles across the wilderness. This call is not just a declaration of territory, but a means of communication, rallying the pack, coordinating movement, and strengthening social bonds. Grey wolves are among the most intelligent and socially complex mammals in Siberia. Their lives revolve around the pack, a tightly knit family unit where each member has a role, from nurturing pups to defending territory. Playful interactions, grooming, and vocalizations reinforce these relationships, ensuring unity and cooperation. Packs typically consist of 6 to 12 individuals, led by an alpha male and female. These leaders guide the group's movements, make decisions during hunts, and maintain order within the pack. The hierarchy is respected, but it is also dynamic, shaped by experience, strength, and the needs of the group. The wolves' social structure is the cornerstone of their survival. In the harsh Siberian winter, cooperation is essential. Each hunt is a coordinated effort, with wolves using their keen senses and silent signals to outmaneuver prey. Working together, they demonstrate remarkable discipline and patience. By combining their strength and strategy, wolves can bring down animals many times their own size, such as moose or wild deer. The hunt may last for hours, with the pack tracking, chasing, and finally encircling their quarry. Each wolf plays a specific role. Some drive the prey forward, others flank or block escape routes, and the most experienced members deliver the final blow. This relentless teamwork ensures that the entire pack is fed, from the youngest pups to the oldest elders. Adult grey wolves are formidable animals, weighing up to 60 kilograms and built for endurance. Their thick fur insulates them from the biting cold, while powerful limbs and large paws allow them to traverse deep snow with ease. Wolves are capable of covering vast distances, sometimes traveling more than 30 kilometers in a single day in search of food or new territory. Their stamina and adaptability are unmatched among Siberia's predators. Their primary prey includes large herbivores such as moose, red deer, and reindeer. These animals are well adapted to the cold, but even they must remain vigilant against the wolves' persistent pursuit. When larger prey is scarce, wolves turn to smaller animals, hares, rodents, and even birds. Their diet is flexible, allowing them to survive the leanest months of winter. Every hunt is a lesson in patience and precision. Wolves coordinate silently, using subtle cues and body language to chase, corner, and overwhelm their target. Their intelligence is evident in the way they adapt tactics to different prey and changing conditions. Packs often test herds, probing for signs of weakness or injury. They may follow a herd for days, waiting for the right moment to strike. By targeting the old, sick, or injured, wolves help maintain the health of prey populations. This natural selection, though harsh, is vital for the balance of the ecosystem. Yet life for a wolf in Siberia is fraught with danger. Wolves share their territory with other formidable predators, including the brown bear and the elusive Siberian tiger. Encounters between these species are tense and sometimes violent. A lone wolf stands little chance against a tiger or a large bear. These solitary hunters are powerful rivals, and wolves must rely on their numbers and cunning to avoid direct conflict. Disputes over a kill can be deadly, with each predator vying for precious food in a land where resources are scarce. These apex predators exist in a delicate balance, each shaping the behavior and distribution of the others. Their interactions are a testament to the complexity of Siberia's food web. Survival here is a daily struggle, a constant contest for dominance and resources amid the unforgiving cold. The wolves' greatest strength lies in their unity. Loyalty, cooperation, and mutual support are the foundation of the pack's resilience. Together, they can defend their territory and young from even the most formidable adversaries, holding their own against the solitary giants of the Siberian wild. Among the wolves' kin in these forests is another masterful predator, the Siberian lynx. The Siberian lynx is a solitary and elusive hunter, perfectly adapted to the deep snows and dense forests of its home. Weighing up to 30 kilograms, the lynx is smaller than the wolf, but no less formidable in its own right. Its long legs and muscular build allow it to move effortlessly through deep snow, while its keen eyesight and acute hearing make it a patient and effective ambush predator. The lynx's wide furry paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing its weight and allowing it to stalk prey almost silently. Moving with stealth and precision, the lynx is rarely seen, blending seamlessly into the winter landscape. The lynx is a master of patience, often waiting motionless for hours, concealed among snow-laden branches or beneath the cover of fallen trees. When the moment is right, it strikes with lightning speed, relying on surprise and agility to capture its prey. Its primary targets are snowshoe hares, birds, and small rodents, but it is capable of taking down larger prey when the opportunity presents itself. By preying on these animals, the lynx helps regulate their populations, preventing overgrazing and maintaining the delicate balance of the forest ecosystem. In the frozen wilds of Siberia, every predator plays a crucial role. Wolves, lynx, and their kin are not only survivors, they are architects of the wilderness, shaping the land through their presence and their actions, ensuring that life in all its forms endures. Deep within the shadowy labyrinth of Siberia's taiga and sprawling wetlands, a colossal figure moves with near-spectral silence. The moose, the largest of all deer. Its massive form, draped in a thick chocolate-brown coat, blends seamlessly with the tangled undergrowth and dappled light, making it a master of camouflage in this vast, untamed wilderness. In Europe, it's called the elk, but here the Siberian moose towers above the landscape, its shoulders rising over 2 meters high, its body weighing upwards of 700 kilograms. The sheer scale of this animal is awe-inspiring, its presence commanding respect among the ancient forests and misty bogs. Male moose are crowned with immense palmate antlers, broad, flattened, and intricately veined, stretching nearly 2 meters from tip to tip. Each autumn, these antlers are shed, only to regrow in spring, larger and more elaborate with each passing year, a testament to the animal's vitality and dominance. Despite its towering stature and seemingly awkward limbs, the moose glides through the forest with a fluid, almost ghostly grace. Its long legs, perfectly adapted for wading through deep snow and marshy ground, allow it to traverse tangled thickets and flooded lowlands with ease, rarely making a sound as it passes. The moose's diet is as varied as the landscape it inhabits. It browses on the tender shoots of willow and birch, strips bark from young trees, and nibbles on the leaves and buds of countless shrubs. Its prehensile upper lip, broad and flexible, is perfectly designed for grasping and stripping foliage, even in the depths of winter when food is scarce. Remarkably, the moose is also an accomplished swimmer. With powerful limbs and buoyant bodies, they can cross wide rivers and deep lakes, sometimes swimming for several kilometers at a stretch, undeterred by icy water or strong currents. In the warmth of summer, moose are often seen wading chest-deep into tranquil ponds and lakes, their heads plunging beneath the surface to graze on water lilies and pondweed. These aquatic plants are rich in sodium and vital minerals, supplementing their diet and helping them thrive in the mineral-poor soils of the taiga. This aquatic foraging also offers respite from relentless clouds of biting insects, mosquitoes, black flies, and midges that swarm the northern forests in summer. The cool water soothes their skin and helps shake off the persistent tormentors. When danger looms, the moose's calm demeanor vanishes. With explosive power, it can sprint at speeds up to 55 kilometers per hour, crashing through undergrowth and leaping over obstacles with astonishing agility, its hooves pounding the earth in a thunderous retreat from wolves or bears. Its long, muscular legs propel it over fallen logs and tangled roots, allowing it to vanish into the forest's depths in moments, leaving only a whisper of movement in its wake. Far to the north, where the taiga gives way to the open tundra, another ancient survivor endures, the musk ox. With its stocky build and thick shaggy coat, it appears as if it has stepped straight from the pages of prehistory, a living relic of the Ice Age. Despite its name, the musk ox is not a true ox. Instead, it is more closely related to goats and sheep, its lineage tracing back to a time when mammoths and woolly rhinoceroses roamed these same windswept plains. Weighing over 400 kilograms, the musk ox is built for survival in the harshest conditions. Its body is compact and powerful, with short legs and a broad head, all designed to conserve heat and withstand the biting Arctic winds. The musk ox's outer coat is a marvel of adaptation. Long, coarse guard hairs cascade almost to the ground, forming a protective curtain that shields against snow and wind, while keeping the animal dry even in blizzards. Beneath this shaggy exterior lies kiviut, a dense, silky underwool that is 8 times warmer than sheep's wool. This extraordinary fiber traps heat close to the body, allowing musk oxen to endure temperatures that plunge far below freezing. In the heart of winter, when icy winds scour the tundra and snow drifts pile high, kiviut provides a life-saving barrier, insulating the musk ox from the relentless cold and preserving precious body heat. Musk oxen are social animals, living in tight-knit herds that offer both companionship and protection. Their social bonds are strong, forged by the constant challenges of their environment and the need for collective defense. When threatened by predators, most often wolves, the herd responds with remarkable coordination. Adults quickly form a defensive ring, their bodies pressed shoulder to shoulder, creating an impenetrable barrier. Each adult faces outward, presenting a wall of sharp curved horns to any would-be attacker. Their stance is unwavering, their breath steaming in the frigid air as they stand ready to defend their own. At the heart of this living fortress, the vulnerable calves are sheltered, surrounded by the formidable bulk and strength of the adults, a strategy honed over millennia to ensure the survival of the next generation. This collective defense, rooted in ancient instinct and social cohesion, allows musk oxen to withstand the relentless pressures of predators and the unforgiving Arctic. In this land of extremes, both moose and musk oxen endure, living testaments to the power of adaptation and the enduring spirit of Siberia's wild. Siberia's vast skies and endless forests are alive with a remarkable diversity of wildlife, extending far beyond the iconic predators and massive mammals that often steal the spotlight. Here, in this immense and untamed wilderness, birds and smaller creatures have evolved extraordinary adaptations to survive the region's extreme climate and seasonal changes. Among the most striking avian hunters is the snowy owl, a master of the Arctic tundra. Unlike most owls, the snowy owl is diurnal, remaining active during the long, sunlit days of the Arctic summer. This adaptation is crucial for hunting in a land where, for weeks on end, the sun never dips below the horizon, bathing the tundra in perpetual daylight. The snowy owl's thick white plumage not only provides insulation against the biting cold, but also serves as perfect camouflage against the snow. Perched silently on a rise, its piercing yellow eyes scan the open tundra for the slightest movement, primarily hunting lemmings, but also preying on voles, small birds, and even fish when available. As the brief Siberian summer arrives, the landscape transforms into a haven for migratory birds. Wetlands and tundra teem with life as millions of birds, geese, swans, ducks, sandpipers, and cranes arrive from distant continents, drawn by the abundance of food and the safety of remote breeding grounds. Among these extraordinary travelers is the Arctic tern, renowned for its epic migration. Each year, the Arctic tern completes a round-trip journey from the Antarctic to the Arctic and back, covering more than 70,000 kilometers, an astonishing feat that exposes it to 2 summers and more daylight than any other creature on Earth. In Siberia, these terns nest on open ground, raising their chicks in a race against time. The endless daylight fuels a frenzy of feeding as adults tirelessly hunt insects and small fish to nourish their rapidly growing young before the cold returns. High above, the golden eagle reigns as one of Siberia's most formidable aerial predators, soaring effortlessly over mountains and forests. With a wingspan that can exceed 2 meters and eyesight 8 times sharper than a human's, the golden eagle hunts a wide range of prey: hares, marmots, ground squirrels, and even young deer or foxes, striking with breathtaking speed and precision. These eagles construct enormous nests, or eyries, on inaccessible cliffs or towering trees, lining them with branches, moss, and animal fur. Some nests are used and expanded for decades, becoming massive structures that shelter generations of eaglets. The golden eagle, with its regal bearing and fierce independence, is a living emblem of Siberia's wildness, a symbol of the untamed spirit that defines this land. Beneath the wings of these great birds, Siberia's ecosystem is sustained by a multitude of smaller, yet equally vital creatures. The Arctic fox, with its dense, snow-white winter coat, is a master of survival. It endures temperatures plunging below -50 degrees Celsius, scavenging leftovers from larger predators and hunting lemmings, birds, and even fish beneath the ice. The stoat, which transforms into an ermine in winter, is equally resourceful, its slender body allowing it to pursue prey through narrow tunnels beneath the snow. The dense forests shelter the elusive sable, prized for its luxurious fur and agile movements. Sables are omnivorous, feeding on small mammals, birds, berries, and insects. Alongside them, Siberian hares and a multitude of rodents, such as voles, shrews, and pikas, scurry through the undergrowth, forming the foundation of the food web and providing sustenance for countless predators. Every creature, from the tiniest insect to the most powerful raptor, plays a crucial role in the intricate and delicate balance of life here. In this immense wilderness, each animal is a vital thread in Siberia's rich biological tapestry. Together, they weave a story of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of nature, untouched by human presence. For millennia, long before the first Russian explorers set foot in these remote expanses, Siberia's immense wilderness has shaped the destinies of its indigenous peoples. Here, The land itself is both a formidable adversary and a nurturing provider, demanding ingenuity and deep respect from those who call it home. Over 40 distinct ancestral groups have flourished in these varied environments, each developing intricate knowledge systems and survival strategies uniquely attuned to the rhythms of the land, whether in the endless tundra, the dense taiga, or the icy coastal margins. Among the most renowned are the Samoyedic peoples, such as the Nenets, whose lives are inextricably linked to the vast, treeless tundra of the north. Here, the horizon stretches unbroken, and survival hinges on a profound understanding of the subtle cues in weather, snow, and animal behavior. The Nenets' existence revolves around the semi-nomadic herding of reindeer, a practice refined over countless generations. Their seasonal migrations are orchestrated with precision, following ancient routes that thread through the tundra's hidden resources. Sheltered valleys, freshwater springs, and lichen-rich pastures. The cycles of life here are dictated by the shifting seasons and the needs of the herds. In winter, the search for food becomes a daily challenge, with reindeer using their hooves to dig through snow for hidden lichen, while herders read the landscape for signs of predators or changing weather. Each year, these communities undertake epic migrations, traversing hundreds of kilometers from the southern taiga's sheltering forests to the windswept Arctic coast. The journey is a test of endurance and memory, guided by landmarks known only to those who have listened to the land since childhood. Their dwellings, called chums, are ingeniously designed for mobility and warmth, constructed from reindeer hides and wooden poles. Every aspect of daily life, from clothing stitched with sinew to tools shaped from antler, reflects a resourcefulness born of necessity and reverence for the animals and materials provided by the land. The relationship between people and reindeer is not merely practical, but deeply spiritual. Rituals and ceremonies mark the changing seasons, express gratitude, and seek harmony with the forces of nature that govern survival in this extreme environment. The herds provide everything essential for life: food, clothing, shelter, and transport, while the people, in turn, safeguard the animals from predators and harsh elements, maintaining a delicate balance that has endured for centuries. Across Siberia, other indigenous groups have forged equally remarkable relationships with their environments. In the vast taiga, the Evenki people are expert hunters and reindeer breeders, their lives woven into the fabric of the forest and its seasonal abundance. The Evenki possess an encyclopedic knowledge of the taiga's plants, animals, and waterways. They navigate by the stars and the calls of birds, harvest wild berries and mushrooms, and use birch bark for crafting everything from canoes to storage vessels. In the Far East, the Chukchi and Yupik peoples have mastered the art of maritime hunting. Their survival depends on reading the subtle signs of shifting sea ice, the migration patterns of seals and whales, and the changing moods of the Arctic Ocean. Across all these cultures, traditional ecological knowledge is preserved through oral histories, songs, and rituals that honor the land and its creatures. These stories encode generations of observation, teaching respect for the delicate balance that sustains life in Siberia's wild places. Today, these ancient lifeways face unprecedented threats. Industrial expansion carves new scars into the landscape, while climate change accelerates the thawing of permafrost and alters the very foundations of the ecosystems on which indigenous survival depends. Melting ground disrupts migration routes, and pollution from industry seeps into rivers and soils, threatening the health of reindeer herds and the fish that sustain both people and wildlife. As younger generations are drawn to urban centers, the continuity of traditional knowledge is at risk. The silence of abandoned camps and empty migration trails speaks to a profound cultural crossroads. Yet the struggle to preserve language, culture, and a living connection to the land endures. In every story told by firelight, every ritual honoring the spirits of earth and sky, there is hope, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of Siberia's indigenous peoples, and to the enduring bond between humanity and the wild. Siberia is far more than just a remote and frozen land. It is a region of profound global importance, playing a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate and supporting planetary health on an extraordinary scale. Spanning over 13 million square kilometers, Siberia encompasses the largest continuous expanse of forest on Earth, the taiga. This immense biome acts as a colossal carbon sink, absorbing billions of tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere each year and storing it in its soils and vegetation. The taiga's ability to sequester carbon is vital in mitigating the effects of global warming. Its preservation is not only a regional concern, but a matter of international urgency, as the stability of the global climate is intimately tied to the health of these northern forests. Siberia is also a sanctuary for an extraordinary array of biodiversity. Its vast and varied landscapes, from dense forests to open tundra, provide habitats for countless species, many of which are found nowhere else on the planet. Lake Baikal, the world's deepest and oldest freshwater lake, is a prime example. It harbors more than 1,700 species of plants and animals, two-thirds of which are endemic. The lake's pristine waters and unique evolutionary history make it a living laboratory for scientists and a vital reservoir of global fresh water. The region is home to iconic and endangered species such as the Siberian tiger and the Amur leopard, both of which rely on the integrity of these ecosystems for survival. The Baikal seal, the only freshwater seal species in the world, is another testament to the region's evolutionary uniqueness. The intricate web of life in Siberia is sustained by complex ecological interactions. Each species, from apex predators to microscopic organisms, plays a role in maintaining the balance and resilience of these ecosystems. Yet this wilderness is exceptionally fragile. The tundra and taiga are underlain by permafrost, a layer of permanently frozen ground that supports unique plant communities such as mosses and lichens, which are highly sensitive to environmental change. Siberia is warming at more than twice the global average, placing it on the front lines of climate change. As permafrost thaws, it exposes vast amounts of organic material that, when decomposed, releases greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This process threatens to trigger a feedback loop, where increased emissions accelerate global warming, leading to further permafrost thaw and even greater releases of greenhouse gases. The destabilization of permafrost also undermines the physical landscape, causing ground subsidence and damaging infrastructure. These changes disrupt the delicate balance of natural systems and pose significant challenges for the region's future. The environmental changes occurring in Siberia have global repercussions. The region's forests, wetlands, and permafrost collectively influence atmospheric circulation, hydrological cycles, and the global carbon budget. Siberia is a land of dramatic contrasts, where icy mountains meet lush valleys, and where the extremes of climate foster both hardship and resilience in the natural world. The region is shaped by ancient geological forces and ongoing natural processes, creating a landscape that is both timeless and ever-changing. Siberia's rivers, forests, and wildlife exemplify the enduring power of nature and the remarkable adaptability of life in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Studying Siberia is essential for understanding the interconnectedness of Earth's systems. Its untouched wilderness offers invaluable insights into ecological processes, climate dynamics, and the limits of biological adaptation. Recognizing Siberia's significance, understanding its vulnerabilities, and appreciating its wonders are crucial steps towards safeguarding this irreplaceable region. By protecting Siberia, we help preserve the stability of our planet and ensure that its wild beauty and ecological functions endure for generations to come. Across the vast Siberian wilderness, time is measured not by the ticking of a clock but by the rhythm of the seasons, each one transforming the land in profound and intricate ways. As winter loosens its icy grip, the first signs of spring emerge. Needle-thin streams of meltwater trace veins across the snow, awakening the dormant earth beneath. The taiga's conifers shed their heavy coats of frost, revealing deep green needles against a backdrop of lingering white. In the tundra, resilient lichens and mosses begin to stir, their subtle hues painting the ground in a tapestry of muted greens and ochres. Spring is brief, but its arrival is dramatic. Rivers, swollen with meltwater, burst their banks, flooding lowland forests and nourishing the soil. Migratory birds return in great flocks, filling the air with their calls as they reclaim ancient nesting grounds. The temperature rises swiftly, and the land hums with renewed life. Summer in Siberia is both fleeting and intense. The sun hangs low but lingers long, casting golden light that stretches into the night. In these months, the taiga and tundra become a riot of color and sound. Wildflowers blanket the open ground, insects dance above the bogs, and the forests echo with the calls of owls, woodpeckers, and songbirds. The animals, too, are transformed. Bears feast on berries and salmon, while moose graze in lush meadows. Lake Baikal, freed from its icy armor, shimmers beneath the endless sky, its shores teeming with life. But all too soon the days shorten and the air grows crisp. Autumn sweeps across Siberia in a flash of gold and crimson. Larches, unique among conifers, shed their needles in waves of amber. The land is alive with preparation. Squirrels cache mushrooms, birds flock for migration, and predators build reserves for the long months ahead. The first snows fall silently, blanketing the ground and muffling the sounds of the forest. Winter returns with relentless certainty. Temperatures plummet, rivers freeze solid. The taiga and tundra are transformed into a monochrome world of ice and shadow. Yet beneath this austere surface, life persists. Arctic foxes pad across the snow, lynx stalk through silent woods, and the Baikal seal dives beneath the frozen lake surface, adapting to the dark, frigid depths. Every year, these cycles of renewal and retreat shape the Siberian wilderness. Each season brings challenges and opportunities, forging a landscape defined by endurance and change. In the intricate dance of Siberia's seasons, the story of survival is written anew, one that is as delicate as the first spring thaw and as unyielding as the heart of winter. Beneath Siberia's endless forests and sweeping tundra lies a land forged by deep time and immense forces. The story of this vast region is written in stone, ice, and fire, its unique geological formations standing as silent witnesses to epochs of transformation. Vast plateaus stretch across the heart of Siberia, remnants of ancient volcanic activity. The Siberian traps, among the largest volcanic provinces on Earth, were born over 250 million years ago in a cataclysmic eruption that shaped the very fate of life on the planet. Today, these basaltic layers rise in imposing cliffs and rolling highlands, their dark faces etched by wind, rain, and frost. To the east, the Stanovoy and Verkhoyansk mountain ranges thrust skyward, their jagged peaks carved by relentless glaciation and tectonic upheaval. Here, permafrost grips the land, preserving ancient bones and relics from ages past. Deep within the Lena pillars, a natural wonder along the Lena River, towering stone columns stand sentinel, sculpted by millennia of freeze and thaw. Their sheer vertical forms rise like ancient cathedrals, casting long shadows across the water. In the far north, the Yamal and Taimyr peninsulas showcase the power of ice. Massive pingos, ice-cored hills, dot the tundra, swelling and collapsing with the shifting permafrost. Meanwhile, the Putarana Plateau, a remote labyrinth of canyons and waterfalls, hides pristine lakes and sheer escarpments, revealing the relentless artistry of erosion. Beneath the surface, Siberia's geology holds secrets of fire and ice. The region's permafrost conceals immense deposits of methane hydrates and precious minerals, shaping both the landscape and global climate. Ancient impact craters, like the vast Popigai structure, bear witness to collisions from beyond Earth, their scars now softened by time, but unmistakable from above. From the crystalline depths of Lake Baikal's Rift Valley to the volcanic cones of Kamchatka's far east, Siberia's geological tapestry is as varied as it is immense. Each formation tells a story of upheaval and endurance, of landscapes shaped by forces beyond human scale. In the silence of these sculpted lands, the ancient earth endures, its legacy written in stone, awaiting those who listen to the language of rock and time. In the shadow of Siberia's geological giants, life takes root against all odds. Here, in a land where winter reigns for much of the year, a remarkable tapestry of rare and resilient plant species flourishes. These botanical survivors have evolved ingenious adaptations to withstand relentless cold, fleeting summers and nutrient-poor soils. Across the tundra, the woolly lousewort emerges, its delicate pink flowers and silvery downy stems hugging close to the ground, protected from icy winds. Clusters of dwarf Siberian pine, Pinus pumila, form sprawling mats along the permafrost, their twisted branches sheltering seeds and small animals alike. In sheltered valleys, the elusive Siberian rhododendron bursts into bloom with vibrant magenta petals, a fleeting spectacle of colour against the muted backdrop. The taiga forests host their own wonders. The relict Siberian larch, Larix siberica, dominates the boreal expanse, its needles turning a brilliant gold before winter's onset. In the damp understory, the rare lady's slipper orchid reveals its intricate moccasin-shaped flowers, a testament to the region's hidden biodiversity. Wetlands and peat bogs cradle botanical treasures as well. The carnivorous sundew, its leaves glistening with sticky droplets, lures unsuspecting insects to supplement the poor soil. The Arctic poppy, with its pale yellow blooms, thrives in rocky crevices, its roots delving deep for warmth. Even the ancient yew, Taxus cuspidata, persists in isolated groves, a living relic from a warmer epoch. Each of these rare species is a study in endurance and adaptation. Some harbour medicinal secrets still being unravelled by science. Others play vital roles in fragile food webs. Together they weave a living legacy across Siberia's vast and varied landscapes, quietly enduring, quietly extraordinary. In this realm of extremes, the rare plants of Siberia stand as silent witnesses to the power of persistence. Their existence a delicate balance between harshness and hope. Siberia's rivers and lakes carve silent pathways through the continent, shaping its geography and sustaining its ecosystems. These waterways are among the largest and most remote on Earth, flowing with an ancient, unhurried power. The Lena, Yenisei, and Ob, vast arterial rivers, wind their way for thousands of kilometers, fed by meltwater from distant mountains and rainfall across the endless taiga. In spring, the thaw transforms frozen landscapes, unleashing torrents that flood broad plains and replenish wetlands, vital for countless species. Along their banks, oxbow lakes and meandering channels create dynamic habitats. Migratory birds descend in their millions, taking refuge in the shallows and reed beds. Fish, such as the Siberian sturgeon and omul, swim upriver to spawn, continuing cycles that have persisted for millennia. These rivers are lifelines for the forests themselves, nourishing root systems and regulating the delicate hydrological balance. Scattered across the land, Siberia's lakes mirror the sky. Lake Baikal, the world's deepest and oldest freshwater lake, is a blue jewel teeming with endemic life, its clear waters home to the mysterious Baikal seal and unique species of fish. Elsewhere, remote lakes like Taimyr and Kanka pulse with seasonal rhythms, freezing solid in winter and bursting with life in the brief summer thaw. Beneath the surface, these waters store vast reserves of carbon in their sediments, playing a quiet but crucial role in the planet's climate system. From the smallest bog pool to the mightiest river, Siberia's aquatic networks flow in silent synergy with the land. They connect forests, tundra and mountains, their currents carrying the memory of ice ages, migrations and the timeless dance between water and earth. Survival in Siberia's relentless cold demands extraordinary adaptations. Here, life has evolved strategies as ingenious as they are essential. The Siberian tiger's dense, double-layered fur traps warmth, while a thick layer of fat insulates its massive frame against sub-zero winds. Brown bears, masters of hibernation, gorge in summer to build up reserves, then retreat to dens where their heart rates slow and their bodies subsist on stored energy for months on end. Wolves and Arctic foxes grow winter coats so plush that snowflakes rest atop without melting, their paws furred for silent movement across icy crusts. Musk oxen, relics of the Ice Age, sport coats with hairs finer than cashmere, kiviat, that resist even the harshest blizzards. Reindeer's hooves transform with the seasons, broad and spongy in summer, for marshy ground, then sharp-edged in winter to dig through snow in search of hidden lichens. Birds, too, are masters of adaptation. The Siberian jay caches food in bark crevices, building a larder for the lean months. Ptarmigans molt into white plumage, blending seamlessly with the snow, while their feathered feet act as natural snowshoes. Even the Baikal seal, unique to its ancient lake, boasts a thick layer of blubber and the ability to maintain breathing holes in the ice, surfacing in the pale winter light. Insects and amphibians employ a different tactic, survival, through dormancy. The Siberian wood frog freezes solid, its heart stopped, its body protected by natural antifreeze until the thaw returns. Beetles burrow deep beneath the permafrost, pausing their lives until warmth returns. Each adaptation is a testament to nature's ingenuity, a silent arms race against the cold. In this frozen world, survival hinges not on strength alone, but on the subtle art of endurance, innovation, and the relentless drive to endure. Yet even as Siberia's life forms master the art of survival, a new challenge emerges, one that tests every adaptation forged over millennia. Climate change, invisible yet relentless, is reshaping this vast wilderness in ways both subtle and profound. Winters grow shorter and thaws arrive earlier. Permafrost, the ancient frozen ground that underpins the Taiga and Tundra, begins to melt, releasing trapped methane and carbon, gases long held in icy stasis. This slow release accelerates global warming, creating a feedback loop that threatens to upend the natural order. Forests once anchored by permafrost now find their roots destabilized. Stands of larch and pine, weakened by shifting soils and warmer temperatures, fall susceptible to wildfires and beetle infestations that once could not survive Siberia's frigid extremes. Flames sweep across the landscape, leaving blackened scars where green once thrived. In the north, the tundra transforms. Mosses and lichens yield to encroaching shrubs, altering the delicate balance for reindeer and musk oxen, whose migrations and grazing patterns depend on open ground. The snow itself arrives later, melts sooner, and grows thinner, threatening the camouflage and survival of creatures like the ptarmigan and Arctic fox. Lakes and rivers, the lifeblood of Siberia, feel the change as well. Melting ice shortens the season for Baikal seals to rear their young in safety. Fish populations shift following cooler waters, disrupting the intricate food webs built over centuries. Even insects, amphibians, and birds sense the difference. Earlier springs disrupt breeding cycles. New species, once kept at bay by cold, begin to move north, competing with native wildlife for limited resources. Across this immense land, the rhythms of life are being rewritten. Siberia's ecosystems, built on stability and endurance, now face instability on a scale unseen in living memory. The future of this wild heart depends not just on the resilience of its inhabitants, but on our understanding of the delicate threads that bind climate, land, and life together. Beneath Siberia's windswept forests and endless tundra, an unseen world lies in perpetual twilight. Here, in the silent depths, permafrost stretches for thousands of kilometers, a frozen archive sealing away ancient plant matter, animal remains, and even long-extinct creatures in icy crypts. These subterranean layers tell stories of epochs past, their secrets locked in patterns of ground ice and buried sediment. The permafrost is both fortress and time capsule. Within it, mammoth tusks and woolly rhinoceros bones emerge as the earth thaws, offering glimpses into prehistoric life. Microbes, dormant for millennia, awaken as warmth seeps downward, silently reshaping underground ecosystems. Each melt and freeze cycle carves new shapes, forming ice wedges and frost heaves that ripple beneath the surface, unseen by the world above. Yet the mysteries do not end with the permafrost. Deep below, labyrinthine caves wind through ancient limestone. These hidden caverns, sculpted by eons of groundwater, cradle crystal formations and underground rivers. Stalactites glisten in the darkness, while rare, sightless insects and microfauna make their homes in the perpetual night. These caves, untouched by sunlight, serve as sanctuaries for life forms, adapted to extreme isolation and scarcity. Occasionally, methane and other gases, trapped for ages, find release through the Earth's crust, bubbling up in remote wetlands or bursting forth in dramatic explosions that scar the tundra. These phenomena, both destructive and revealing, remind us that even the most stable-seeming Earth is alive with unseen processes. In Siberia, the true heart of the wilderness beats not only above ground, but deep below. Here, in the frozen and shadowed domains, the past is preserved, the present is transformed, and the future waits in quiet anticipation. Across the immense expanse of Siberia, the changing seasons set vast migrations in motion. Here, survival is a matter of movement, an ancient rhythm that has shaped the lives of countless species for millennia. As winter loosens its icy grip, herds of reindeer stir in the taiga. Guided by instinct and the promise of fresh grazing grounds, they embark on epic treks spanning hundreds of kilometers, navigating rivers, forests, and open tundra. Their hooves churn the thawing earth, leaving winding trails that become the lifelines of the north. Above, the skies fill with the resonant calls of migratory birds. Cranes, geese, and swans trace invisible highways across the heavens, journeying from southern, wintering grounds to Arctic breeding sites. These flights demand precise timing and immense endurance, as flocks must evade predators, outpace storms, and find fleeting pockets of food in a landscape that transforms by the day. Beneath the forest canopy, Siberian roe deer and elk migrate between sheltered winter refuges and lush summer pastures, their movements dictated by the availability of forage and the depth of snow. Wolves and lynx, ever adaptable, shadow these herds, following the pulse of prey across shifting territories. In the rivers, ancient sturgeon and salmon species undertake their own migrations, swimming upstream against powerful currents to reach spawning grounds. These aquatic odysseys, repeated generation after generation, are vital not only to the fish themselves but to the entire ecosystem, nourishing predators and enriching the land. Each journey, whether in air, on land, or through water, is a testament to endurance, adaptation, and the deep interconnections that bind Siberia's wild inhabitants. The migrations of Siberia are more than seasonal passages. They are the living threads that weave together the continent's most remote and untamed realms. Across the boundless Siberian landscape, the weather is not just a backdrop, it is a powerful force, sculpting the land and shaping the destiny of all who dwell here. Siberia is renowned for its temperature extremes, but its skies hold secrets far beyond the biting cold. In the depths of winter, a phenomenon known as ice fog descends upon remote valleys. Tiny crystals, suspended in air chilled to -40 degrees and beyond, shimmer in the pale sunlight, transforming entire forests into ghostly crystalline realms. The silence is profound, broken only by the distant crack of freezing wood. Elsewhere, the winds bring drama, The ferocious buran, a blizzard unique to the Siberian steppe, can sweep across the open plains with little warning. Walls of snow and wind, driven by Arctic air masses, erase the horizon, disorienting even the hardiest creatures. These storms lay down new layers of snow, reshaping the land and testing the resolve of all life beneath their icy assault. In spring, a different spectacle unfolds. As the sun climbs higher, the permafrost begins to thaw, releasing pockets of ancient air and moisture. This triggers sudden, violent thunderstorms, rare but intense. Flashes of lightning illuminate the taiga, while sheets of rain awaken the slumbering earth. In the far north, the phenomenon of the midnight sun emerges as summer approaches. For weeks the sun never sets, casting a golden glow across endless tundra and mirrored lakes. Here, the boundary between night and day blurs, and the world is bathed in perpetual twilight. Yet, perhaps most striking of all is the aurora borealis, the northern lights. On clear winter nights, curtains of green, purple, and red ripple silently across the heavens. These ethereal displays, born from solar winds colliding with Earth's magnetic field, are both a scientific marvel and a timeless wonder. For the animals of Siberia, these shifting lights are silent companions, illuminating the frozen world below. In Siberia, weather is not simply endured, it is a living force, unpredictable and awe-inspiring. Each phenomenon, from blizzards to auroras, weaves its own story into the fabric of this vast, untamed wilderness. Vastness defines Siberia, but within its immense borders lie pockets of wilderness so remote, so rarely touched, that they remain almost entirely unknown to the outside world. These are the sanctuaries unseen, expanses where nature's rhythms persist without interruption, where the hand of humanity is absent and the ancient order endures. In the depths of the Putarana Plateau, labyrinths of basaltic canyons and mirror-still lakes stretch beyond the reach of roads or settlements. Here, the silence is absolute. Only the steady pulse of wind, the distant call of a lone eagle, and the gentle lapping of water upon volcanic stone break the quiet. Lichens and mosses paint the rocks in muted greens and greys, testament to centuries of undisturbed growth. Farther east, the Sikota-Alin Mountains rise in a rugged tapestry of dense forest and mist-shrouded peaks. In these shadowy valleys, old-growth trees tower above carpets of ferns, sheltering rare species that have never encountered the presence of man. Streams, fed by ancient glaciers, carve secret paths through the undergrowth, nourishing a web of life both elusive and resilient. Remote tundra stretches northward, unbroken for hundreds of kilometers. Here, the land is a mosaic of windswept grasses and permafrost, dotted with shallow lakes reflecting the endless sky. Herds of wild reindeer move in ghostly silence across these plains, tracing ancestral routes that have remained unchanged for millennia. In the heart of these untouched regions, predator and prey exist in delicate balance. Wolves shadow herds across open steppe. Silent lynx weave between snow-laden boughs. In the cold, clear rivers, ancient sturgeon glide over gravel beds, their lives measured in centuries. These sanctuaries are shaped not by human intent, but by the relentless forces of climate, geology, and evolution. Their boundaries are drawn by rivers, ridges, and the slow advance and retreat of ice. In these wild refuges, the story of Siberia continues to unfold, unseen, unspoiled, and eternal.